Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TaughtToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about cryptocurrency and pump and dump scams. Now, pump and dump has been around for as long as things have been traded, where somebody buys a bunch of something that's undervalued or doesn't have a lot of value, and then starts doing press releases and paying people to talk it up and all these things to get its price jacked up. It gets pumped up. There's hype around it, there's intrigue, and people are fearing they're going to miss out, so they jump in on it. And then the person that bought up all that useless asset sells it off to those people that are getting in on the hype, and then it crashes back down to earth where it came from because it didn't have any real value or had very, very little value. And I'm getting people regularly asking me, what do you think about this cryptocurrency? What about this? And these are no name. If you have to ask about a cryptocurrency, the name's unheard of, it probably is something to avoid. That's not true in all cases. Obviously, you can get in on the ground floor and ICO and these things like this. But the reality is, most of those things going on around out there are scams. Or at the best, they're just useless. And you're going to buy something that's going to go down in value rapidly because you are getting in on the pump part of it, and it's about to get dumped. And you're going to be the one holding the bag. You're going to be the one that loses out. Part of this is because of the age-old aspects of trading in general, any kind of market. Trading in general, these two things affect people so much: greed and fear. These people buy these useless cryptocurrencies or useless stocks, whatever it may be. They buy them because they're getting greedy. They're thinking it might go up 100, 200, 300, 400%. And they got to get in now. And they get pumped up and told that. That's part of the whole gimmick, is to get people in, get them hyped up. They also will drive the price up by getting in and hyping the price up themselves and telling other people, because people don't want to admit they made a mistake. So they'll go out and tell other people, this is a great thing, you need to get in now, I got inside information, and people will jump on that. One of the worst things you can do is get your information from a comments section somewhere on some website or on YouTube or somebody just promoting something via an ad. These are not places to get your investing advice. What you need to do is be a disciplined investor. Yes, some of those pump and dump cryptocurrencies you could have made a lot of money on, but that's like the person going into a casino and putting all their money on one hand of blackjack, and they win, and then thinking, well, see, I got it figured out. And they put money on the next hand, they lose. They take some more money out, play another hand, lose, and they lose 10 more in a row, because that's what happens. Sometimes people do make money on these pump and dump schemes, not just the people pumping them up and investing in them to sell to all these rubes coming in to buy it. Sometimes people who are actually being victimized end up making some money on these things. They get out the right time. But for most people, they lose money, and they lose a lot of money. It's not being a wise investor. It's not being disciplined. It's preying on your greed, and then you lose all your money because your fear of losing out. So you just keep holding on. Keep telling yourself the original theme that it's going to go up, it's going to shoot through the roof, because you were told that. One of the simple things to do is to look at the pattern over the years. If it's been around for years, what has that coin been doing? What is the volume? Is it any liquidity? If you look at the market and the order book is all people trying to sell and almost no one trying to buy, there's a good sign there something's wrong. If the volume is tremendously low, that's where a whale or somebody with a lot of money could come in, buy up a bunch of coins, and keep buying and buying and buying and selling from themselves to raise the price artificially, hyping it up. More people come in, they raise the price some more, and then they sell all the coins they bought, and all those people are left because there's no one else to buy. And then the price just drops down, the floor drops out from under it. My friend, you need to avoid these kind of things. Spend the extra time to make some disciplined investments. Cryptocurrencies can make you a lot of money, and there's a lot of good cryptocurrencies out there solving real world problems, and they're beneficial and they're useful and they're helping the world out. But just because you can make profit doesn't mean getting into some of these pump and dump schemes is worth doing. Because most people are going to lose money. And you don't want to be the person going around telling everybody a losing investment and suggesting a losing investment, advising them into a losing investment. Look for large spikes in the chart where the cryptocurrency was doing almost nothing. It was just barely doing anything, barely any transactions, barely any price. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it shoots up through the roof. That should be an immediate sign, unless it just came out, because obviously it would shoot up then. But if all of a sudden there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people buying it and a lot of interest and the price is going up through the roof, you need to be careful. And going to various coin market sites and seeing what's the trending, what's the most popular coin right now, what's having the most activity, is not how you make wise financial decisions. That's how you get caught up in these pump and dump schemes. Unknowingly. You're not trying to trick anybody or mislead anybody, but you're getting caught up in the pump side of it, and you're getting talked into something, and you're deceiving yourself basically, because you're going after something that you haven't put the research in. You haven't seen if it's really worth buying. What about the underlying coin? Is there any value in it? Is it just one of the 1,200 copycat coins out there doing nothing different than the rest of them? Is the developer gone? Is there any development going on? Is there community around it? These are all things that are very important to notice. It's amazing how many coins people invest in that are pump and dump ones that literally there hasn't been development on the coin in years. There's no community around it. There's no one originally involved with it anymore. And there's people, well, have you heard about this coin? Sure, it hasn't been used in years. There's no development on it. Why would you buy it? There's no community around it. Why would you get involved in it? There are basic coins that are very established and stable. They have volatility, but they're stable as far as they're not pump and dump scams. They may go up and down and have some more volatile fluctuations in price, but they're stable and there's a community around them, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. These are established coins. And there's a number of other up-and-coming ones that are also established and doing very well, and they're going to get better and better. My point is not to sell you on any coin. My point is to make sure you research, investigate what you're going to invest in. Treat this like a real investment. Don't just throw your money away. Don't be disrespectful toward money and just throw it away into some investment that you're hoping because you're trying to get in and cash in on other people's greed. That's not a wise way to invest. You need to approach cryptocurrency like any other kind of trading with discipline and a system. I don't mean a system like you just guess and hope. I mean a real system based on some actual evidence. Is the underlying coin valuable? What price do you want to get in on? What price do you want to get out? Or do you want to just hold it long term? Where you have a real system in place, not just guessing and hoping and wishing and dreaming, but a real system in place to make wise trades. Part of this is because there's a lot of younger people coming up and they're very interested in cryptocurrency. There's older people as well, but more and more it seems to be younger people coming to me and they have no trading experience. And unfortunately, that's exactly what these pump and dump scams are looking for. People with no trading experience, they're not disciplined, and I don't mean that in a negative way, it's just a reality. When you're just buying into things hoping, that's not discipline. That is not being a disciplined investor. And so those people they can capitalize on because they're not going to do the research. They're not going to make sure, is the coin even being used anymore? That happens over and over and over again. I have to stress that. Literally, every day there's some new pump and dump scam with a coin that is not even being actively developed or mined or anything. There's nothing going on with it. It's dead in the water. And yet people are going, well, so-and-so gave me this inside information. This coin's going to be resurrected and it's being used. And no, it's not. You're getting misled. And yes, maybe you could make some money on some of these things, but here's the reality. the long-term track record for undisciplined investors is losing money. Just because you got lucky 1 or 2 times doesn't mean you're not going to lose another 100 times. And that's why in any market, not just cryptocurrencies, but in stocks and everything else, 95% of people lose money. They're not profitable. And they're not disciplined in their investments. And so it's no different than it's always been, where somebody gets some quote-unquote inside information from somebody else that, oh, this coin's about to blow up. You better get in now while it's nothing. Well, it's nothing for a reason. And you're getting on the ground floor because that's where it belongs. Just because it shoots up out of nowhere and the price starts going up dramatically doesn't mean you want to get in on that high and then watch it fall all the way back to the ground again. Getting in on the ground floor and staying when it comes back to the ground floor is a terrible investment. That's not being disciplined. That is literally riding out both sides of fear and greed. You're riding the greed part up all the way to new highs on that coin, and you're riding the fear point down all the way down to the bottom because you're fearful that you're going to sell it too soon and then you're going to lose all your profits. And instead you just get nothing and you have a useless coin nobody wants after the pump and dump scam has went past you. So my friend, please make disciplined investments. A little bit of research. You should do more than a little bit, but even a little bit of research would be enough to show most people these pump and dump scams and make them avoid them completely. I've been amazed how many times people ask me, what do you think about this particular coin? And I literally, in 30 seconds time of checking out coinmarketcap.com, I can immediately spot, okay, that's a pump and dump. It takes no effort. It takes more effort to type the website in. You don't have to put tons of research and hours and days of research in just to figure out, is this something I should, because the basic thing you got to find out is this something I should invest in? If you immediately see red flags, run away from it. Get away from it. If it's intriguing and there's looks like some potential there, then you can start researching some more. There's no reason to spend a ton of time researching something that's obviously either a dead coin or a coin that's being pumped and dumped. I want to stress this again. Be a disciplined investor. Do the extra effort, the due diligence in researching these coins before you just jump in on hype. And that will avoid you most of your losses that you could possibly have. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.